Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Oh, the Illblurmatic. Welcome back to Illblurmatic. Welcome, returning supporters. Welcome, new supporters. Welcome to the channel. Let's get right into it. So, episode 9, the final episode of season 1 of What If. What if the Watcher broke his oath? Yes. Yes, we're going to talk about. So, this episode starts off with Peggy Carter. Also, she's pretty much Captain Britain and Black Widow. And them having like a conversation about the mission that's about to take place. We see pretty much Black Widow not coming on the mission with Peggy Carter. And literally Peggy Carter landing in the ocean somewhere and then eventually gets on this ship. Very reminiscent to Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So this is very reminiscent to it, where she's fighting this guy on the boat. I believe it's the same character from that freaking movie, but just the animated version. And we see her fighting them off, you know, using the Captain Britain shield and everything. And literally the Watcher, the Watcher recruits Peggy. So the next person on the list, let me just, I wrote this stuff down, was Star-Lord. So literally Star-Lord pretty much was about to help Quill escape Ego. As you know, in that universe, T'Challa is Star-Lord. And literally he saves Peter Quill, that becomes Star-Lord. But pretty much he is also recruited by the Watcher. So the next person on this actual list is Gamora, and we see her and Iron Man. Gamora sees the Watcher before Iron Man. And she's like, no, I'm not here for Tony Stark. I'm here for you. You are chosen. So that was the next person. The funniest one to me was Killmonger. It seemed like Killmonger Black Panther. Literally, it seemed like, you know, he got recruited quick because literally, Shuri and Pepper, if y'all remember in the previous episodes in the review I talked about, they knew who actually killed T'Challa, Tony Stark, and pretty much Rhodey, pretty much. So luckily the Watcher got him in the nick of time, because boy, he was going back to Wakanda. Okay, literally one-way trip back to Wakanda. So that was the next person. The other funny person was Thor. Thor's fighting all these Ultron clones of Ultron, and you know, he calls Thor. Thor acts like he don't hear nothing. He pretty much grabs Thor. Literally, I said, yeah. The Watcher grabs Thor with his hand, and Thor is looking all freaked out. And pretty much they're inside this other universe, pretty much, that's kind of like very reminiscent to Peggy Carter. And we see that it is. It's like some type of like a pub or a bar, literally. And literally, we see the Watcher explain what he wants to happen. He pretty much is saying, hey, this haven't happened in your universe yet. Ultron is coming to your universe to destroy it. Ultron is on, like, literally just destroying everything pretty much. Some universes he did, some universes he didn't. Also, Doctor Strange is at the place too. We already knew that from the previous episode because he had a conversation with the Watcher. He was in that same dimension with the Watcher. So Doctor Strange is also there. We see T'Challa. So this is the first time that these heroes are met because they're from different alternative realities. So I really like that part of the episode. They got a chance to meet one another. But let's get into the best part of this episode is the team up. So once they leave that familiar place that Peggy Carter knew, they end up on this planet that's no life at all. And we see pretty much that, Eric Killmonger, also known as the Black Panther of the other universe, T'Challa, Star-Lord, all of them together. Well, he is Star-Lord, excuse me. T'Challa is Star-Lord. And pretty much Doctor Strange and them, they figure out that pretty much, Ultron has made it to the place that they're at. And I gotta say, the team-ups were epic. I like that Peggy and Star-Lord teamed up, T'Challa Star-Lord. That was epic. I like how Peggy, you know what I'm saying, he was with Peggy and stuff. He was cunning enough to take the Soul Stone away from him. I like how Doctor Strange, oh my God, Doctor Strange, he was a trip this episode. My man was summoning dragons and all types of crazy stuff. But he ends up summoning a dead Wanda. You know what I'm saying? Zombie Wanda. He also puts a protection spell. I forgot to mention protection spell he used on the people that were chosen by the Watcher, which I thought was really cool. So they weren't able to get killed as easily. And that really helped them out, helped out Thor. I love how they used Thor's hammer, and pretty much Ultron was getting beat up by Thor's hammer, and there was like multiple hammers, and then you had the real Thor hammer. I thought that was really cool. I figured that pretty much, Eric Killmonger, also known as Killmonger, pretty much was going to turn on the group, cause like a few of the people noticed that he's acting a little bit strange, you know what I'm saying? And I love that Thor said, like, do you trust him? Like, he was asked by Peggy. Peggy like, I don't know about him, you know what I'm saying? I feel Peggy. And pretty much, he and pretty much Gamora escape to another place. The Avengers have to leave, you know what I'm saying? Because pretty much Ultron is going to come after them anyway, but they have to get away. Doctor Strange, he was holding it down. Like, I was like, yo, Doctor Strange is the truth in this episode, boy. He like the central team leader to some extent, to some degree. But like I said, the team-ups were epic. Like I said, I like that Thor, you know, and Doctor Strange team-up was really cool. But that was dope. So they end up going to this other universe, and this is the universe where they pretty much just desolated. You know what I'm saying? There's no human life, nothing, just like a dystopia. Like, and we come across a broken Black Widow from the previous episode. So literally, Black Widow's having issues, and pretty much she almost wants to kill Peggy Carter. She's like, yo, you know, in my time, you know, me and you are like best friends. We are BFs. You know what I'm saying? Luckily she, you know, decided not to turn on them. So, Black Widow is actually in this episode, but not the same one from the beginning of this actual, review. You know what I'm saying? So that's really cool. So we, you know, you got the one that was her best friend, and you got the one that's kind of like in this dystopia setting, which was really cool. And we see that pretty much, the team eventually fights Ultron again. Literally, Ultron pretty much, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to take out the team. We see pretty much the team's kind of like trying to get him not to get the Soul Stone. And you know, that's been like a pull. Like you can see sometimes, pretty much Ultron getting it close to it. Then you see, you know, the fellow other team, like kind of like trying to stop him from doing that. And I forgot to mention they were called Guardians of the Multiverse. That's what they were called, which was really cool. I did like that aspect of it. I was like, man, like the Watcher gave them a team name. Like they weren't the Avengers, but they were the Guardians of the Multiverse. And like I said, we see that, Black Widow during the fight, she recognizes that, Clint's arrow, the arrow that he had with Zola from Hydra, literally, is still on the actual ground on the dystopian like planet that they're on. Cause remember, this is only Earth. And she and Peggy kind of figure out a way to, execute a plan while Doctor Strange, Thor, Star-Lord, and all of them are fighting. Literally, Peggy and pretty much, Black Widow shoots an arrow with Hawkeye's actual, you know what I'm saying, bow. And literally, Peggy is kind of like, I guess you could say the decoy, literally the decoy. And pretty much they stick the arrow inside Ultron's eye. Ultron ends up becoming infected by Zola. So Zola and Zola and Ultron have this battle over the body of Ultron, which was really cool. They end up getting the Infinity Stones back too, by the way, besides the Soul Stone. I forgot to mention that. And literally Zola has his own objective, you know what I'm saying? But also we see to pretty much Killmonger, Black Panther, literally turn on the group. I kind of knew that was coming. I was like, he still can't be trusted. He still can't be trusted, all right? And literally we see pretty much corrupted Zola / Ultron versus Killmonger. And what happens is now the Watcher intervenes. We see the Watcher intervene literally, and also Doctor Strange, and they trap them inside this, like, I guess you could say, like, crystallized gem or jewel. And the Watcher said it wasn't for you guys to kill Ultron. It was just to stop that from happening. So I did like that the Watcher did kind of come in, because I kept saying, like, if the Watcher broke his oath, like, well, where is the Watcher? Like, he's introduced the team. He's brought this team together, everything. I really like the aspect of it. So then after that, the heroes go back to the pub where Peggy is familiarized with the original Captain America. But in her time, she ends up becoming Captain, and Captain Peggy Carter, by the way. And we see everyone else go back to their actual universe. You know what I'm saying? We see, like I said, Thor go back to pretty much his love interest. We see, Star-Lord T'Challa helping out Peter Quill become a Star-Lord. We see each of these characters go back. Peggy was reluctant because she thought maybe she could go to another timeline. The Watcher said that's not how it works, Peggy. You have already made an impact, and if you change that, that could mess up things. And I was like, oh, didn't know that. Also, we see Black Widow from that dystopia, literally not wanting to go back. She actually comes back with them, shockingly, and she says, I don't want to go back. There's nothing to go back because there's no humans, only Earth. There's nothing left, not even animals. I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So the Watcher, he kind of bends the rules. He ends up going to another universe where the Avengers are alive and they're fighting Loki. Very reminiscent to Avengers 1 that came out. And we see pretty much Black Widow fighting, fighting Loki. And I guess you could say Nick Fury, Nick Fury literally shot, because in that time Black Widow had died in an earlier time. I gotta say, this episode was dope, man. I like the visuals. I like the team ups were really cool. Some deception in the team up, especially with Killmonger. Killmonger stay betraying people, right? I gotta say, man, I'm impressed with this show. I thought, literally when I saw this show, I was like, I didn't know what to expect. But What If has definitely become one of my favorite, Marvel shows that's canon. It's not connected to the main story, but it's like an alternative universes. That really worked for this show. I like that everyone had a different ending going back. That was really cool. I did like that aspect of it. And I'm glad that the Watcher got some action in the last episode, because I was expecting him to get some action in this episode. All he did was kind of help Doctor Strange. I thought this episode was really good, man. I'm amazed that Marvel really took a risk with this series. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for supporting, Thanks for rocking with me. And like I said, if you have not hit the subscribe button, what are you waiting for? And also, like I said, I'm trying to get these subs up, all the way up. You already know. Also, be on the lookout, because this is definitely happening. I will do What If Season 2 review when it comes back out next year. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Thanks for watching my reviews. Thanks to the people that did the poll on IG. I really do appreciate that. Until next time, guys, have a great one, and I'm out.
Next time, oh yeah, it'll blur